Let's bring in economist and author of The Capitalist Code, Ben Stein. Ben, both Elizabeth Warren and Nancy Pelosi, by the way, it's good to see you, sir. You know, these Democrats, they use very theatrical rhetoric dismissing the tax cuts even today. Now they're saying they're insignificant and pathetic. What do you think?
I think that the pathetic quality here is the ignorance of how the American economy works on the part of those two distinguished women. Corporate America is America. When corporate stock goes up in value, it means people's retirement plans go up in value, their children's college endowments go up in value, their local hospital's endowment goes up in value. Those stock gains do not accrue mainly to a few sinister men riding around in Bentleys and Ferraris, and by the way, in my neighborhood. Those stock gains accrue to everyone. And there is no lump of coal being given out to lower middle class or middle class Americans. They're getting a big increase in the standard deduction. I am not happy with some parts of the tax code, but this idea that somehow corporate America is some sinister cabal and the ordinary working American is having his face ground down by these corporate chieftains is just absolute nonsense. Corporate America is America.
Yeah, and the lump of coal is coming in the form of bonuses as well. You know, we're holding their feet to the fire, Ben. Then both liberal, Democrat, and Republican think tanks and people who have looked at the bill say the middle class get a tax cut. And in fact, also, Ben, no Democrat, Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren, they will not commit to a straight-up repeal of the tax cuts and, in effect, endorsing them. What do you think of that?
Well, I think they understand in their little dim-witted brains that they understand that if corporate America booms, then America booms. The great majority of American income is earned through corporations, and it's not earned through the government. The government is very, very roughly 20% of the economy. Corporate America is very, very roughly the rest of it. When those people are doing well, it means more money for everybody just about in the whole society. The idea that because we cut the corporate tax rate, we're going to be grinding the face of the poor, to use a phrase that just makes me nauseated, but the Democrats use it all the time.
You know, Ben,
it's just insanely ridiculous. The ignorance of these people at the top ranks of the Democratic Party is either sinister or it's frighteningly evil. There's a certain evil in the idea that Americans are being hoodwinked by the Democrat leftists into thinking that the corporate America is in some kind of conspiracy against them is a very dangerous idea and completely untrue.
You know, Ben, what should workers do to satisfy the Democrats like Pelosi and Warren? Should they give their bonuses back to the government so Bernie Sanders and everybody else can spend them?
No, they should invest them in Berkshire Hathaway, and they should invest them in the Spiders and other index funds, and now there'll be some fluctuations. Markets fluctuate. It could be that the next step will be a big step down, but over long periods of time, they'll be able to pay for their children's education.
I was kind of joking there.
Their children will be able to pay for their children's education, all because of this actions that the income tax plan takes.
You know, this feels like the Rodney Dangerfield market. It gets no respect. They're the Rodney Dangerfield tax cuts that get no respect. Even a Rodney Dangerfield presidency that gets no respect when it comes to economic growth policies. Because, you know, again, the Democrats are downplaying what the companies are doing in the wake of the GOP tax cuts, saying, you know what? These companies, they're not doing long-term investments in their workers. But we have to also show, Ben, Aflac, Visa, they're going to hike 401k match program due to the tax cut law. And customers will benefit. We found a half a dozen power companies lowering their energy bill for customers. What do you think?
I think America in general will benefit from this very, very much. I do worry about the deficit. I do worry about the fact that I think inflation is coming. I think that the headline over the next 3 years is going to be a resurgence of inflation, but that's going to be good news for people who are homeowners. Look, this is a bill which was hatched in good faith by the administration to try to make America grow, and America is growing incredibly. Look, the night that Mr. Trump was elected, the futures were down 800 points. They completely recovered by the opening the next day, and it's been nothing but off to the races ever since. It's not going to stay that way. It's impossible that the market could keep going up at this rate. But for the meantime, let's all be glad. And as I say, even if you don't have a stock brokerage account, even if you're not getting statements from Merrill Lynch every month, it's helping out with your schools. It's helping out with your local hospitals. It's helping out with your pension plans. It's helping out with the fact that grandma and grandpa are going to be able to retire without having to put the touch on you.